Immune response modification. You have a football player injured, or an athlete, female or man, gets injured. What do? They give them a cortisone shot. Cortisone is anti-inflammatory, right? Our body produces it naturally, cortisol. But when cortisol is in excess, guess what? You're going to wake up in the middle of the night. You're going to have insomnia. Your GI tract is not going to be able to rebuild itself, so you're going to be breaking down. What's going to happen next? You're going to need antacids because you're going to have indigestion. Because your GI tract will be inflamed. Your body's not going to be assimilating the nutrients you're taking in. That's when cortisol is too high. When you've just eaten a really good meal, and then you're like, I got that sugar craving. I just ate. I had a pork chop. I had asparagus. Now I want a cookie. That's adrenal fatigue. All right? That's called dysglycemia. That's when you have that sugar craving after you've eaten the meal. And it's because your adrenal glands are in some form of fatigue. Okay? Regulation of sodium, potassium, fluid volume, and again, inflammation. We need to regulate sodium and potassium in our body. That every single chemical reaction that happens in your body is the exchange of sodium and potassium. Those are our electrolytes. That's how blood pressure is controlled. We would not be able to live without those electrolytes, okay? All of that for 5 grams, okay? For this little organ that sits on top of your kidneys. It's amazing. So, what are the things that can insult this kidney? Let's see if anything applies to us. Look on page 3. Just peruse that list, and can you check off any for yourself? White sugar, white flour products, prescription drugs, allergies, fun or enjoyment deprivation. How about that one? That's factors leading to adrenal fatigue. Nutritional deficiencies, hormone imbalances, trans fats. You know those potato chips and they say no trans fats? Guess what? If it's been put in some kind of oil and fried up, there's trans fats. Lack of sleep, emotional stress. Those are all the things leading to fatigue, to adrenal fatigue. Now, this is also something really important. The reason why you go to Western medicine, if you don't fall into their bell curve of what's normal, and you're just like right here, but you're having those cravings, and you have those, you're tired, and you wake up in the middle of the night. Listen to your body. We know what's going on, okay? If you're out here, I don't know, maybe 0.5 is going to put you in here, now you're sick. Western medicine does, go home, get sicker, so when you come back, you fit in my bell curve. And then we'll talk about giving you something, okay? There are things that you can do, and this is my reason why I got into nutrition, was because I am a chiropractor, and a lot of you know what chiropractic is, but it's adjusting the spine, making sure there's no interferences, no nerve impingements, because your spinal cord, direct extension of the brain, if you have an impingement, it's like Highway 94 at the intersections, and you have that impingement, nothing's getting through. So even if it's at a very small level, it just takes when you put your finger on your eyeball, that's the amount of pressure that can make a difference in what a nerve is going to do for your body. So what I do, I make a contact and I move that in a better place to release that nerve energy, okay? But I'm doing chiropractic for 20 years, and I'm not getting the best results, okay? People used to come in with heartburn. I could adjust the T6 that goes to the stomach, boom, heartburn's gone. They come in with a headache, C1's blood supply to your brain, just that C1, headache's gone. Then over the years, I'm like, wow, the same thing's not happening. I need to learn more information, because when an adjustment doesn't stay in, when it's out of alignment, it doesn't stay in, now it's a biochemical problem. Meaning, something is off balance inside the body that keeps showing up in the outside. Subluxations are beautiful. When something's out of alignment, this gives me real-time information. No one else has this. This is real-time information on what's going on with the internal organs. This is called a viscerosomatic reflex. My stomach is going to talk to my T6, boom, it's going out. Which came first, chicken or egg? I don't know. But I kept adjusting the same thing, and then I said, oh my God, I need more information. You know, so I started in 2004. We have a lot of nutrition in chiropractic school, but I started in 2004 taking a lot of seminars. This adrenal talk I'm giving, I have done a 12-hour seminar on this alone, but hours and hours, to study and learn this stuff. You're getting it in an hour and a half. So that's why I got into nutrition, because we have a lot of food out there. Go to Rainbow, go to Cubs. A lot of food, not a lot of nutrition. Nutritionally deficient food. Okay? So let's back up a little bit. Where are your adrenal glands? On top of the kidneys. They just weigh the weight of a nickel. What do they do for your body? They do everything. They help fight or flight, inflammation. They rebuild you. They're anti-aging. Okay? So we looked at that, again, by looking at those functions on page 2. All right? Those are all the functions. So given that, the big one, and that you have total control over every day, is the fight or flight and what is doing to your body, and paying attention to your heart rate and what's going on in your body. So I'm gonna give you a couple of definitions so we're all on the same page here. And then we'll move forward and look at the things that regulate the adrenal glands, and then other things that you can do. What time is it? Because I want to spend a lot of time on solutions.
11:05.
Oh, good. Okay. So, stress is needed. We need stress. It's how we perceive it that makes a difference. Our ancestral line, we could go for that woolly mammoth and kill it, and then we're not going to be doing, well, actually, that's even a lie, because they probably stress all the time because they're always looking for the next meal. But our body, something stressful happens in your life. Really, technically, what's supposed to happen is you're supposed to go to Tahiti after that, and then regenerate and relax. But what happens to us? We're in that traffic jam. We have a fight. The more you hold on to that, the more you're in fight or flight, meaning your oxygen's increasing, blood pressure, your blood sugar is off. This is the start of adrenal fatigue. Again, it's the perception of stress. So what's the key? Let it go. Breathe in. 3 things right off the bat. If someone's playing loud music, you're going to either go to them and say, please lower your music. 2, get the hell out of there. Get out of Dodge. 3, go to them and say, please lower it. So you're going to, I said that already. You're going to lower it, leave, or if you can ignore it and get to the Zen and your own peacefulness. If you can do that, great. I mean, I'm of the belief, Allie and I had these people doing the firecrackers. I call cops every chance I get. They're going to work their asses off in my city. I'm like, guess what? You're doing fireworks? Call the cops. You're doing this? Call the cops. Because I'm not going to deal with that. Because I'm sitting in my house and I'm not enjoying it. I can't just let it go because I am hearing boom, 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 So that's how I do it. We have our neighbors down the hall that are not polite people. And they're talking about diarrhea and what Taco Bell does to them and all this stuff. Allie goes and tells them to, please be quiet. And then that happened, but then the guy came. This is like a side, you'll have to delete this. The guy, really physically attacked her. I mean, what happened is they were on the landing there, and they didn't know Allie was right there. And one of the other guys said, she's a bitch. And Allie went right up to him and said, if you're going to call me a bitch, call it to my face. I'm like, yes, Jersey rubbed off on her. So he's like 6'3", and he's like, pushing her down the hallway. So what do? It's like, what are your options? You can not do anything and hope that it's going to get better, which if you've grown up with a pink elephant in the room and no one's ever said anything about it, you're going to do something about it. So we call the landlord. We could call the cops. We never call the cops and made a complaint. But I'm not going to deal with the juvenile people down the hallway here. And I'm not going to have Allie be afraid every time she comes into work. So now they have to keep their door shut every day. So you know what happened? And they're keeping their door open. And I came out because they would sneak it a crack. And then they're opening it more. I call Leslie right away. As a kid, I was always a tattletale, and I'm still a tattletale. And, it's going to make my life more... Growing up with 10 sisters, you're going to want to make your life more great, peaceful.